There's the pooches. Good morning, future self. I know yesterday's video was incredibly short because mostly I just worked and then we packed and then we drove. But I did manage to set up a tent all by myself. I was very proud of myself. And Steve went on an inaugural bike ride adventure to get money so we could pay for the campsite. I'm so excited about vacations. And we made a fire, and we ate a pizza, and then I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, ate cold pizza out of a box in the car, and it was very good. Okay, goodbye. I'm really fascinated with this book. It's all about journaling and why people do it. Who are we really writing for? A future self, usually. Hi, future self. Journaling is keeping that rare activity centered in the present, contemplating the past, yet aimed for a future self. But writing about oneself is often an obstacle for many, too selfish, too self-absorbed. This book is awesome. It's reminding me of all the reasons that neurotypical would be the word, non-amnesiac people journal and diaries, and that Amnesia Diaries is on the one hand unique because of, well, the sort of multi material components and the machine learning and all that, but on the other hand it's very in the vein of a very deep well of humans leaving traces. What?
Yeah, if you wanted to do that.
Do what?
Film.
Film?
Because it's epic.
Oh my god, we just bombed down this really awesome, very stick-filled trail. And now we're at a fork, so Steve has to figure out where we're going because I'm not responsible. There's humans!
It goes on mountain trails.
We discovered a giant tree in the middle of the trail, so now we have to do a multi-stage lift maneuver where we lift all of our shit over this giant tree. But we met a hiker and she said that this is the only big tree in the way. So we only have to do this process once and then we should be able to get all the way down to Carmel Beach from here. Look at that, Blitz. He's so strong. Lifting this bike like it's nothing. Oh, how you doing, husband?
I'm doing great. Shows feeling a little wobbly.
Whew.
Shows is a little wobbly. Oh, there's a spot right there, actually.
I just did the fastest I've ever done, which was 28 on a downhill, and fastest I've ever done on a flat, which was 20, which is basically the limit of the motor helping you.
Yeah.
Whew. This is what a giant pile of caffeine and sugar will do to you.
It's about as
what? I need a cheesy ass shot sometimes. Leave me alone. Look, I'm sitting by a fire and I have a red on my face. I made a fucking massive fire because I was cold. And I didn't want to be cold. We started riding at 10 a.m. First we had a fun little like road section. And then we did 8 miles, I think, of very technical mountain bike trails. And we had to lift the bikes over, I believe it was a dozen fallen trees. It was fucking hard, but I did it. And then we rode to Carmel by the Bay, or Carmel by the Sea, something. And had lunch, recharged a battery, hung out, ran the dog a little bit more after lunch. Then we did a 17-mile drive all along the coast, and we saw a rock covered in seals. And then we rode to an open space preserve. Rip Van Winkle Open Space Preserve. See, there are words in my brain. And then we rode to get food, and my brain started just falling apart, and I couldn't make a decision. I didn't know what to do, and I'm lost, and everything is terrible. And then Mr. Steve, like a champ, was just like, we are going back to camp now. Follow. And I said, okay. And then I arrived at camp, and I felt like the master of the universe. We rode from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. You know, lunch breaks and stops and all that stuff. But like, that was easily the hardest thing I've ever done. That shit was hard. Like how my idea of vacation is push myself to the physical limit. And then sit next to a fire, and then sleep forever. Tomorrow is not a biking day. Tomorrow is a go to the aquarium and look at fish, and sit, and charge all the things. So, I'm so proud of this fire, bitches. Y'all, future selves. All of the future selves. Look at what I did. Master of the universe.